Hello everyone, I am Fozzie, or Cam. I'm here with my co-host, as always, Will. How you doing, Will? Again?
Doing great, Cam, but boy, how are you doing?
Not good, actually. I'm, in fact, doing incredibly bad. I am disgusted by my home team's performance, and Mr. NBA, as a Celtics fan, I think you could agree with me. But it's just disgusting how they're playing today. It they started off strong. I think we can all agree on that. We started off strong. In fact, we started off winning, and it's just gone downhill. Downhill from there. I mean, it's sad. There were just so many turnovers, man, and my confidence in this team is just going down and down and down and down. But Will, you must be pretty excited considering your Warriors are just doing really good. And Draymond's, by the way, having his best game all season.
Yeah, well, obviously I certainly am. I mean, I've never seen the Celtics look so bad and turn the ball over like they did in the first half of that game, and the Warriors look like the better team as much as they did in the first half of this game. But in terms of the Celtics getting off to, I believe it was a 12-2 lead for the Celtics, and then the Warriors started making their comeback. I just think that speaks to the veteran experienced players on their team who have been here before and know how to weather storms like how the Celtics started the game. So I think that's what helped them get back in it. And I obviously couldn't be happier right now.
And Mr. NBA, as a Celtics fan, I think you'll agree with me that it is just a sad time for Celtics fans. And Mr. NBA, I'd love to hear your take on the first half.
Well, first of all, Fozzie, it's always an honor and a privilege to be on the Everything podcast with you and Will. And yeah, tough times for a young team in many ways. They're kind of self-destructing at points before our eyes. And yet, they're only down 15 at the half. It could be so much worse right now. And I really attributed that. I attribute that to someone else was. I was texting with some different people during the show, but one person I texted, I said, it's not through lack of effort. The effort is there. It's lack of execution. So many mental mistakes. Once you see the turnovers racking up to the degree that they did, that's a huge warning sign. But I want to attribute it in two directions. One, to lack of execution on the Celtics' part, but two, this is a highly skilled Warriors team defensively. It seems like they have hands everywhere, especially down low. The Celtics just aren't able to finish around the rim right now. If they take the ball down to go back up, that ball is going to be stripped. So I don't think it's just a lack of the Celtics execution as it is you're seeing an elite and experienced defense in action.
Yeah, I mean, so you think that one of the main reasons for this is just the fact that they're just so young?
They're young. I think the moment's looking big for them right now. And a lot of the Warriors have been here before, and you got to realize they're getting contributions off the bench. The Warriors are Gary Payton II is coming in. He's making impacts. The Celtics aren't getting impacts off the bench at all right now. If you look at the plus minus for their bench, it's abysmal. I didn't want Peyton Pritchard getting back on the court at all. He just can't. He can't put the ball in the hole right now. And if he can't score, his defense is a liability. I wouldn't have him out there. I don't know what's happened to Grant Williams in this series. Wow. It's but I don't just think Williams is disappearing. I think it's matchup problems, and there's a depth within the Warriors lineup. You have elite defenders in Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins,
really good,
Gary Payton, and even if Thompson's not playing elite defense, he's still playing strong defense. And that's not bringing into mind the emergence of having the best postseason in time of his career of Kevon Looney.
Yeah, I mean, the Warriors are just playing fantastic, and I said it before, but Draymond's playing just really good tonight, which I think that's a boost that I think the Warriors really needed. But one thing I want to point out, at the beginning of the series, I thought this team being young would be the best part of it. I thought that would give them more drive because a lot of the Warriors had been here before. But now I just see it's their downfall, really. I mean, wow. It's crazy.
I think that's a great point, Cam. I think you really highlighted what was a potential strength is now somewhat being seen as a weakness. But I also want to point out, LeBron James took a long time for him to break through.
That's a good point.
Michael Jordan and his Bulls took a long time for them to break through. You watch a maturation process happen for a young team. I'm not ready to give up on them, but if you're looking at our bench right now in the plus minus, Grant Williams minus 23, Derek White minus 24, Peyton Pritchard minus 20. There's only two players on the NBA on the Celtics in the plus column, and that's the Time Lord, Robert Williams, and Marcus Smart. You go up to the Warriors, there's only one person on their entire who's played in the game who has a minus, and that's Otto Porter. They're just playing some like elite ball right now.
And it's crazy because our stars, Tatum and Brown, aren't doing anything crazy. Like you said, the only people who are doing pretty good right now are Marcus Smart and Robert Time Lord Williams. So yeah, it's just kind of shocking, to be honest with you. Because they started off strong, and like you said, it could be a lot worse. So I'm glad we still have kind of a chance that we could possibly come back. But it's not looking great for our Celtics, and I'm not gonna give up on our team yet. And as long as we just keep going out there, I mean, I don't even know what to say. There's nothing really I can say that will change anything, obviously. But man, our stars need to step it up. Tatum and Brown, they haven't done anything crazy all series, which is embarrassing. But like you said, it took MJ a while to develop into the player that he was. It took LeBron a while. So of course you can't give up on him. But I just don't think it'll end up being the Celtics on top. But Will, who do you think has been playing pretty good for your Warriors out there?
I think that was a complete team effort first half. I think the Warriors displayed, how they can play such a beautiful, unselfish brand of basketball. I don't think there was one guy who particularly stuck out to me as the player of the game. I thought everybody played well on the defensive end. Jordan Poole contributed. Klay Thompson contributed. Steph Curry contributed. I considered that a complete team first half for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. I'd agree with you there. I feel like as a team they were just playing fantastic and moving the ball around well defensively. As we mentioned, they're playing awesome. But yeah, Celtics are doing great, and I am not. We talked about it in the pregame show about coaching, and I am not even coming close to questioning Steve Kerr right now. And I'm not coming close to questioning Ime Udoka either. And it's not his fault. None of this lies on his shoulders. I mean, he's really doing the best he can out there, I think.
At the end of the day, players play the game, and the Celtics players are on the court committing a number of turnovers that is at just an unfathomable rate right now.
And that's just, it's the NBA. You can't turn the ball over like that.
And you especially can't turn the ball over in Game 6 of the NBA Finals when you're down 3.
Especially, I mean,
on the line.
Granted, the Warriors are just nasty, but you can't do that. It's
even if the Warriors are nasty, and I'm gonna completely give them credit for their elite defense in the first half. I don't think that was in any way, shape, or form a common thing. How much the Celtics turned the ball over in the first half.
And Mike, do you think we'll be able to fix it in the second half?
Time will tell. I'm just looking at the box score because actually Tatum and Brown offensively, Tatum, 5 or 10 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3 points or 11.
We just need more of that.
And Jaylen Brown is 5 for 12 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3-pointers. So solid. However, Tatum, 4 turnovers. Brown, 3 turnovers. That just can't happen.
I can't.
I mean, if they're able to get that under control, they keep clawing, they keep fighting. They need someone else. They're going to need a third or fourth person to emerge to start scoring, because they're just going to lock down on Brown and Tatum, and then it will be over. Someone else has to emerge.
Who do you think that could be?
If it's not Marcus Smart, in the past, we've seen Grant Williams do it. We've seen Derek White do it. They just don't seem to be in that mental space right now. And so, I'm a bit at a loss. At the end of the first half, I was wondering if they needed to even talk about bringing in Nesmith off the bench just for a jolt, or if they needed to think about inserting Tice just to have a different feel out there on the court. But I think Udoka's staying the course. He's not pushing the panic button. I think he's been skillful in his use of timeouts. I actually think his use of timeouts have kept the game as close as it's been. We will see what the halftime adjustments are. The Celtics have made some great halftime adjustments, and they did so in the last game. And yet the Warriors came out and put it away in the fourth. So, geez, season's on the line. This is what it's all about. It feels like the skill and experience and depth of the Warriors is where this game is headed.
And the second half, by the way, guys, has started.
Yep. All right. Well, it's been awesome doing this as always, and this could be the final halftime show. So, thank you guys.
I just want to take a time, Fozzie, to thank all of the people who show up for me on the podcast and all of my fans. I've been chatting it up with them during the show, during this live stream, and just want to thank them. And thank you again, you and Will, for having me appear.
Oh, it's an honor. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and, well, we'll see you hopefully next halftime show, but it might not go that way. See you next time, maybe.